Some bad news and some good news today for homeowners. The bad news is that U.S. home repossessions hit a 9-month high in November. But the good news is the number of homes starting the foreclosure process dropped to their lowest levels in 6 years. What does this mean for the future of the housing market?
And that was a little bit of a surprise to us that in the month of November, bank repossessions almost hit 60,000 nationwide. So in other words, nearly 60,000 properties nationwide were seized by the banks, and that was the highest amount in 9 months. It was an increase of 5% from a year ago, and we have been seeing 24 straight months of year-over-year decreases in that number. And so the trend had been going down, but now we saw all of a sudden a little bit of a spike in the numbers in November, which was a surprise, and I think demonstrates that we're not completely out of the woods.
Some of these are just old things that are catching up now. Does that mean that we don't have as much reason to panic as we think we did?
Yes, absolutely. I think that's the good news in this is most of these are not brand new foreclosures that are happening. We're dealing with distress that showed up in the market a couple of years ago. Homeowners who stopped making their payments 2 or 3 years ago are now finally being foreclosed on with these. We show the average, the bank repossessions that happened, for instance, in the third quarter of this year, the average time it took them to be foreclosed was 382 days.
Right.
And in some states like New York and New Jersey, which is some of the states where we're seeing the biggest increases in these bank repossessions, the average time to foreclose is close to 1,000 days. And so these are people who have been in trouble for 2 or 3 years, and now the banks are completing the foreclosure process on them.